Start the recording.
Okay. I'll preface this particular comments by I'm a blonde as well. A blonde woman was speeding down a road in her little red sports car and was pulled over by a woman police officer who was also a blonde. The blonde cop asked to see the blonde driver's license. She dug through her purse and was getting progressively more aggravated. "What does it look like?" she finally asked. The policeman replied, "It's square and it has your picture on it." The driver finally found a square mirror in her purse, looked at it, and handed it to the police officer. "Here it is," she said. The blonde officer looked at this mirror, handed it back again. "Okay, you can go now. I didn't realize you were a police officer." Ooh.
It's one of the better ones. I like that one.
All right. Oh, tip of the day. Tip of the day. Let me put you on share screen, okay?
Okay.
Mhm. Okay,
Here's his iPhone.
You
We
get
good?
that so quickly.
His iPad.
Beautiful.
I'm getting quicker.
Mhm.
This tip of the day is how to answer a call with a text message.
With a what message?
A text
Okay.
message. So, hey, Bill. Bill Kelleher, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Could you give me a phone call?
Sure.
What I'll do is demonstrate it here.
You want it to be a text message?
No,
No.
I'm gonna make a
Okay.
phone call and we're gonna respond to him with a message. So you don't want to talk right now, right? Somebody's giving you a call. You
Your
have my
mobile
phone
or your
number?
landline?
Mobile.
No, you can't.
So you see it came up, there, everybody.
Mhm.
And so instead of answering it, I'm gonna tap where it says message.
Okay.
Okay, and it gives me a bunch of things I can say already. So if I want to say, "I'll call you later," "Sorry, I can't talk right now," whoops. Did you hang up, Bill?
No, I didn't. You picked it up.
I didn't want to pick it up.
I'll do it again.
Okay, thank you. Oh, I'm still here. Hold on, Bill. So I tap message. And if I want to use one of those precast messages, I could tap it, or I could custom. And I could say, "Not now." Or I could say, "In class," right?
Mhm.
All right.
Bill, does he get that then as a message? He doesn't know unless he goes to his messages that you did that?
Is that right, Bill? I'm not getting able to do it. Hold on.
Go to voicemail.
It's in voicemail?
Yeah.
I don't think
No,
so.
you went to voicemail, so I didn't get the message.
Okay, you want to try it again?
Sure
Please.
thing.
There we go. Tap message, tap custom, in class. Okay, and now he gets a message.
Now I got a message. You're in class.
Okay.
So many of us are busy. Sometimes you're doing something you don't want to get interrupted from. That's an easy way to relatively be polite versus just hanging up.
My problem is usually calling when I'm driving and I can't answer it.
Right, well, that's the idea of that one. You can just tap it. Okay,
Oh.
and tap, "Can't talk right now."
Hmm.
So you don't have to talk or answer the phone.
Okay.
Can you make your own permanent custom message?
I don't think so. No,
Like in class would be a good one for you.
correct.
I want to send a message, I just have that error, or I want to send a message, I put on there.
No.
No,
You haven't got any message on there.
no, I know, I haven't yet, I just did.
Okay, everybody, tip of the day.
Mhm. Yeah,
You didn't do what he said.
Oh, I tapped the message.
Okay, I'm gonna mute all, and if you want to talk, go ahead and unmute yourselves.
how do you,
Whoops. I'm sorry. Whoever was starting to speak there, go ahead and unmute yourself.
She apparently doesn't know how.
If you want to unmute yourself, this always works. If you have a keyboard on your computer, you push Alt-A. The Alt and the A key. But I think holding down the space bar always works
Just
as
use
well.
the space bar.
You like the space bar? Hey, Bill, do you have to hold it down?
Yes, while I have my hand on the space bar, I can talk, and when I let go of the space bar, it'll go back to mute.
Good. So it's like a walkie-talkie.
oh, hello, this is Deborah Thurber.
Okay.
I know how to do it.
Okay. Good. Second tip of the day. All right. Last time, right, we talked about notes for quite a while and how to use notes, but more primarily we were focused on the keyboard. So if I go to notes, I'll go to notes on my iPad. And I tap the little square up here, I will start a new note. Little square with a pin in it. It's supposed to be a pen and paper.
Ah,
And I tap over here. Oh, come on. Don't do it to me. Say this is a note.
On the previous slide, you had a whole bunch of things on the bottom that look like pen and pencils. Where did that come from?
I'll get there.
Okay, thank you.
This is a note. I misspelled a word. So I can go back by tapping the screen or holding down the space bar. I'm sorry. If I hold down the space bar, I can move that cursor by moving my finger over the screen. So I want to move it up here beside the S, and then I can backspace. I talked to you about the iPad and having the numbers. See the numbers above Q through P? And the way you can use those is you put your finger on them, hold down and pull down. So you hold it on the screen. And now I'll get a 3 on the screen versus the E.
In the bottom left where it has 1, 2, 3, can you also do that? Does that change everything to two numbers?
That goes to the numeric, what they call the numeric keyboard, which has the numerics and a bunch of special symbols. And notice that these special symbols also have those grayed out objects above them. If you press and hold the key and pull down, you'll get that particular character is the best way to put that. Okay. And if you don't have the right special symbol there, there's one more keyboard with special symbols on it with the numerics there. Okay,
I have a question.
say again. Okay. The one I love, let me change the position of the cursor. The one I love is the microphone there. If I click the microphone, I can start talking. So I click the microphone. Good morning, everyone. New line. Hope the
Whoa.
weather is fine where you are.
How do I ask a question?
Sure. Period. Let me stop it by tapping the microphone. Okay, go ahead. What's the question?
Where is this screen? I didn't attend the last one.
We went to notes. That's this particular object, if you're looking at a screen. We went to notes. And then we tapped the little box with an arrow coming out of it, or a pin coming out of it. And that's where you end up with that screen. All right. Let me go back to the home screen, everyone. We talked about some of the settings as well last week. And I'll go to settings on both devices. And there we see airplane mode. Well, first of all, we went to your name up here and we clicked on that. And we didn't spend a lot of time here other than we went to the thing called iCloud. And I want to make sure all of you had iCloud backup turned on. And if you use Apple Mail, you should probably have iCloud Mail turned on as well. Doesn't hurt to turn it on. Okay.
If you use Google Mail, do you want that turned on, or does Google take care of saving what's there?
Google takes care of it. Good synopsis though. You don't need to have Google Mail. So here's everything I have. And I just turned them all on. So that if I lose or drop my iPad and I get a new one, and I go to use MailShot Pro, all the data for MailShot Pro that I've set up in the past will be loaded on the new iPad because it will retrieve the data from the iCloud, Apple iCloud. Am I making sense? I hope. Okay.
Yes.
Notice here, I didn't realize it, but here it says Severus is included with purchase. I have a 2 here. That means I should address something there. Let's see what it is. Says redeem 3 months free. Whoa. I don't want to do it because that means I'm going to sign up for the fitness. I'll set it up later, not now. And it disappeared. I don't have any of those things coming up again.
If you don't set up something, it just continues to say, finish setting up your phone.
Yep. You can, by the way, go in to some of them and say, I don't want to do it right now. And it will, the number will disappear here. I don't happen to have an example of that, but that's what will happen. So you can click on it, Leah, and go to it and just say, I don't want to do it right now. And the number will disappear from here.
Bill, Bill, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
It says my, excuse me, my iPad not backed up. It's been 8 weeks since my last backup, and it's been, connected to power every night. I don't understand that.
Is it on the internet?
Yeah, it says it's on Rocket Chip. Isn't that my Wi-Fi?
Okay, yeah,
It's
you
old
should
throw it
probably,
away.
yeah. Let me go there for a minute. Oops. I assume iCloud backup is turned on, Ann. Is that right? On your device?
Yes, I'm sure it is. But
Mine
Yeah,
says it was
sure.
backed up at 9:37 this morning. And it says back up this iPad. If you go where I just went,
well, let me see where you just went again.
okay,
did you
I
go?
went to my name here. And then I went to iCloud. And then I went to iCloud backup. Okay, I went to my name. And then iCloud,
It says it's on.
And then you click iCloud backup.
Well, it says backup now. Some files were unavailable during the last backup, and the last successful one was 11/11/22.
Okay. At the end of the class, click backup now. Okay, don't do it right now. But at the end of the class, do it, okay?
Thank you.
Does
Thank
she
you.
have enough space on her device for a full backup?
I'm not sure.
I have a question about the whole thing. I'm looking at all the apps using iCloud. I see something. Does this mean that if I have it on, it backs up to iCloud, and if I don't have it on, it doesn't? Is that
That's correct. That
okay?
particular application.
Okay,
So you
for
went-
instance, something.
You went to show all, and then you went down to this list.
Mm-hmm. I
Yep.
think, yeah. What is freeform?
That's an application you have.
Okay. I guess if I don't know what it is, I don't need it backed up.
I didn't have wallet turned on, so I just went and turned it on, for example. And what they're talking about is if you use that app, for example, if I'm using let me pick one that saves data, right? Dropbox. If I'm using Dropbox, I go to particular addresses on Dropbox. That's the data from using that application. It will save that data, not the actual app, but the data.
So to use the application, you have to actually go to it out of cloud. You go to someplace other than cloud.
To use it, yes, of course.
Now, if I have something called iCloud Mail set up, does that mean the Apple iCloud Mail?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
That's this one here.
Yes.
So if you have an iCloud mail address, you can turn that on.
But if I use Gmail, I don't need to bother.
Well, because Gmail has its own cloud.
Oh,
Your
okay.
mail is being saved at. The general gist there is if you have all of the email providers provide you space in their iCloud for the master list of all the email you have. Does that make sense? So whenever you log on, it checks the Google Cloud, Yahoo Cloud, whatever, and brings that new mail down to your device for you to look at it. So to make that picture a little clearer, if you come to my home and want to use my computer to look at Yahoo Mail, your mail, you just go to yahoo.com, log in with your ID and password, and there's all your mail because you're looking at it. You're looking at the master, if you will, in the cloud.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
I'm gonna take my device back to the home screen. There's two things I'd like to talk about next. One's called the control center and one's called the notifications. I like both of those. You have a control center on your device, which gives you easy access to a lot of the controls. And you get to it by putting your finger off the screen at the top right and pulling down, and you get that. Top right, pull down, and you get that. Now, if that doesn't work for you, you have an older device, you put your finger on the bottom beside the home button and pull up.
That's the control center.
Anybody not get the control center?
Would you please do the iPhone again?
Sure. Let me do it with the little device pointer. See the little black dot running around? You put your finger up here
Put your finger in this corner.
and pull down to the middle of the screen, and you should be able to
Thank
get
you.
this.
I got it.
Okay. That tells you some cool stuff. Gives you, excuse me, it gives you your Wi-Fi set, how good your Wi-Fi signal is, and how good your cellular signal is on my iPad here. Tells me the percentage on my battery, tells me am I charging my battery? It also has some information down here, and that's on both devices. I can quickly get to airplane mode. I don't have to go to settings to turn on airplane mode. I just click it here.
I see, yeah, I see.
Okay.
How is it that you have certain kinds of things on this page that I don't have? Meaning,
Yes,
why are we different?
I'll get there.
Okay, thank
I think you have stuff similar to what I have here at the top. By the way, here's one of the controls. It's the only place it exists. The little lock there. And if you look closely at that lock, it's the hasp of the lock is either open or closed. If the hasp is open and you turn your device, it rotates the picture. If you tap it and turn your device, rotate your device, it will lock the screen at the particular. So if I turn it here, now it's red on my iPad. Ooh. Okay. And the hasp is closed. That means it won't rotate. the screen won't rotate as you rotate the iPad or iPhone.
Hey, Bill, your iPad image is so blurred, we can't see it. Can't read
Well, I'm
it.
not, yeah, it doesn't, I understand that. Okay, I will lock it. I will close the control center. And if I go to notes and rotate, it doesn't change. So I rotated, you can't see me rotating it, but I did. But if I go here and unlock the hasp and rotate, hopefully it'll work there, rotate it.
When you have the, I'm looking at the cell phone,
Mhm.
you have to be, for it to rotate, you can't do just that screen. You have to go into another screen to see if it rotates.
Right, right. Not all the screens rotate.
Okay.
Bill, I'm charging my iPad at the moment. Where is that little icon telling me that I'm plugged in?
Up in the right-hand corner, here's the iPad, right here. The arrow. And there's a little lightning, that's the battery, and there's a little lightning bolt from it. If you're charging it and you pull it out, and I'll do it on my iPad. See it go away? The little lightning bolt went away up there in the right-hand corner. And if I plug it back in, it comes back on.
Is there a suggested whether or not how long to charge? I mean, is it a good idea for me to go to bed and leave my iPhone on charge, or am I doing something bad if it charges to 100 quickly?
No, it'll trickle charge after that. My recommendation on the battery, if it's below 70%, plug it in overnight.
Thank you.
And that's what I do on my iPhone every night. I go to this screen, see what the percentage of battery I have left. And if it's above 70%, I don't do anything. I don't need to plug it in. Good questions, boy. You can adjust the brightness of your screen here. You're not seeing a change on the view you have. Okay.
Background,
change,
the
can
iPhone
change-
background where that control is did change.
right,
Fine.
on yours, it does. You can't see a change on the screen, is what I'm saying.
Okay, gotcha.
No, it's not changing on the screen in front of me, but it does change on your device. I'm talking about my computer screen where I'm imaging to you.
I understand.
Okay. This little icon here is a fun one. And that's the way I'm getting you the information that's on the screen that I have on my iPhone and iPad. Right? It's called Mirror. And for those of you who haven't tried it, most of us have a smart TV. And if you go to the smart TV and go to the Apple app on your smart TV, and then you touch this little icon right here on Control Center, it will actually project what you mirror, what you have on your screen on the TV screen.
Bill, will
So
you
if
say
you
that
have-
again?
Sure. If you go to your smart TV and you get the different applications your smart TV has, one of them is probably the Apple TV. And you click that. So now your TV is communicating with Apple.
if you don't own a TV, is this work for anything or is it just there?
No.
You have to get yourself an external box that you plug into your TV to do
Oh,
this.
I'm saying if you don't own a TV, is this something that you use or is it just there if you don't have a TV?
It's just there.
Okay, thanks.
For example, you're trying to show your friends who came over the 3,000 pictures about your last vacation. You can show them on the big TV so they can all see them.
Can you reverse and see what's on the TV on your phone or iPad?
No, you can't go the other way.
Thank you.
Interesting thought. All right,
By
I'm going to
doing-
switch. Go
Oh.
ahead.
I was just going to ask, by doing that, do you engage the chance for them to charge you an extra charge?
No.
Okay.
You know, I teach classes in a lot of classrooms, and they all have the capability of doing this, so I can project up on the screen what I'm doing on my iPhone or my iPad. And that's exactly what it's intended for.
Bill, we went through this once before. It does not work on I have a Toshiba app, a Toshiba Amazon TV. And even when you install the app for the Apple TV, it doesn't mirror with the iPhone. Roku, I have a Roku device, and it mirrors right away with the Roku device, but it will not. You have to have a specific app installed on the TV that allows mirroring.
It allows what?
That would allow mirroring. It does not work on my TV the way that you say, even if you have the Apple TV app installed.
That's interesting. So, but you said you had a Google Android, Google, right?
I can do it. No, I said I had a Roku. I can do
So
it with a Roku, and I
you
can do it.
I understand. You can do it through the Roku box.
Right, I can do it through the Roku box, or I could do it through, I have a Google, one of those Google devices as well. It just doesn't work automatically with the television set.
Wow, that's interesting.
Well, I
Okay,
think it's because, you know, Amazon wants to keep all the content
yeah,
to
I
itself.
understand. All right,
I have a question, Bill.
go ahead, please.
When I press the Alt in this space bar, my computer makes that ding, ding, ding noise. It's very hard for me to talk to you. I must be doing something wrong.
Is it dinging right now?
Yes, yeah, ding, ding, ding. So
'Cause we
maybe,
can't hear, we can't hear it going ding, ding, ding.
well, I can. So I'm thinking I'm doing something wrong.
Not that I know of.
Oh, so is there a better way for me to try to chat with you? Do I hit chat?
Alt A. Hit the Alt and the A key on your keyboard. And it turns on your microphone.
Deborah, I was hearing the ding, ding, ding in the background. It wasn't loud, but I was hearing ding, ding, ding.
Okay. And that may be that may be when you touch any key, it gives you a ding. It makes a noise when you hit the key. Anyway, we'll get to that in a little bit, okay? Let's talk about the other icons I have listed there. And I may have more than you do, or less than you do, because a lot of them you can add or delete yourself. But they're nice controls there, right? So let me pull up one here. I could turn on the flashlight. I can check the battery level. If I click that one,
When I do that, it says low battery mode. It doesn't tell me what my battery.
so that's what it's doing. It switches it to low battery mode, which uses less battery but slows down some things.
So it's
Here's
not
a
really
calculator.
telling, it's not really telling us what the status of the battery is.
Right. The status of the battery is up here. At the top, 96% on mine.
Is it a good one to use during a class like this? When you have your on never?
What on never?
That it won't turn off after 2 minutes.
No, that's different. That's a different setting. That's the display. Yeah.
I
Bill, how do you-
understand that, but it turns the phone on or it turns on your machine for a couple of hours. And wouldn't it be better to save battery or use low battery under those circumstances?
I'm thinking.
Well, you can see on top.
The machine automatically goes to low battery mode when you get to, let's say, 20% of the battery life. I think what they're thinking about here is if you're going to be on a long trip and don't have access to charging your device, you would turn on low power mode so the battery would last longer and things would run slower. And it may dim the screen. I don't use it that much though, but it takes some precautions on low battery. Let me get to that in settings and see what else it gives. Here's the calculator. So you get a calculator to come up. Right? So I just want to point out there are many different things here. Another one there is the 2A's to make your text larger or smaller. I think this one does an automatic recording. So it'll start recording. What's this one do?
Add these icons to the control panel.
Say again?
How do we add these icons to the control panel?
Oh, Lake, I'm glad you're there. You asked the right question. So if you wanted to add or delete some of these icons from your device, go back to your home screens. Everybody go back to your home screens and then go to settings. Scroll down and below the general setting, it says control panel. Now don't try to keep up with me, just watch for a little bit. On my iPhone, I tap the control panel. I want to be able to access the control panel not just from the home, not just from the home screen, but when I'm in an application. You don't want to, don't want to include the controls for home accessories because I don't have any home accessories like garage door openers that it can control and things like that. And down here is the status of everything you have on that little bar. If there's a minus sign there, you can remove it. So if I can remove the camera. So now the camera is no longer, now go back. Don't you do this. I'll just go back to the control center and there's no camera there. Now I'll go down below there and I'll hit the plus sign. All right, so that's the way you delete and add items to your control center. So go ahead and try that.
Thank you.
Wow.
While we're trying that, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Something I did stopped my iPhone from going from never, it's gone to 30 seconds. And it goes off every 30 seconds. What did I do?
I'll bet I may have done that too. If you tapped low power mode, that may have done it. Let me try that, Ann. That's a good point. Let's see if that happens. I'm going to go back. I'm going to turn on low power mode. Control center. Low power mode. So low power mode's on right now. Now
Where is the low power on that control center?
It's the one with the battery on.
It's under.
Yes, that's it. Okay, we both did it.
Well, I've done it. Now let's see what the timing is there on display and brightness. Yep, changed it to 30 seconds.
Thank you.
Oh.
Now, why do you choose to have some things on your control center and some things not on your control center? What is the advantage?
If I have particular things that I use often, put them in the control center so they're easy to get to.
Accessibility.
Okay,
Okay,
So
for example. Yeah, go ahead.
my question is Apple TV remote. It happens to be the green plus sign, but I don't think I'm signed up for that, right? I don't know how it got there, and should I get rid of it, even though this is an Apple product?
It's supposed to simulate a remote control for your Apple TV. For the,
But I
for
don't
the
have-
app.
But if you don't have Apple TV, right, you have to pay for that, correct?
No,
No?
So.
yes, you have to buy an Apple TV box. It's like a Roku.
Wait a minute. Hey, Bill,
Just a minute, let me finish the answer to that question. So yeah, I wouldn't even put it on here, because if you don't have one, why have it there?
Is it something you suggest we buy? I mean, I never.
No. No. You know, the cost is in excess of $100.
oh, wait a minute. Hey, Bill,
Yes, sir.
I apparently have Apple TV remote turned on and yet I don't pay anything for it. I don't pay anything extra for it.
It's the remote control. You know, the little dongles you have for your TV come with remote controls. Comcast sends you one. Your TV has one. And if you get the Apple TV box, it comes with one as well. And you can simulate it here on your phone versus having one of those with you. So if you didn't have that remote, you could still operate your Apple TV.
I see.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Okay. Do you have a Roku or anything like that? Amazon Fire
No,
hooked to your television?
Yeah.
no.
Okay, so that's why it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because in order to use Amazon Fire Stick, you have to have the remote, right?
You have to have the remote for the Amazon Fire.
That's
Yes.
right.
So if you don't have any of that stuff, Jim, don't worry about it.
You're lucky. No.
Well,
Would you continue with, are you going to continue with some of the things you have on your,
I just wanted to let you know they're there. Which one we can address some of them, but I wasn't going to go through all of them. What did you want to have a question on?
the one that's next to the flashlight that looks like an open circle with an arrow in it? Pointer in-
That one?
Yes,
It's the timer.
Yeah.
Well, what is it? I don't know. Let's click and find out. Oh, there it is for 1 minute. So it's a timer. And I can set it up to go off in 1 minute or 1 hour. So I go here and change that to 0 and I make it 2 seconds. And then I click start.
Why
and it
would
went
I have,
off.
why would I have a timer on this page when I need to go someplace and instead of having it on my homepage?
I just use Siri
Well,
and
I don't
say,
think there
hey,
is a,
Siri, set up my,
don't
set
go
a timer.
there, please. Hold on. You can use Siri, but we'll get to that later. It's supposedly in the control center to just make it easier to get to.
Yeah. Then why wouldn't you put it on your homepage?
That particular icon you can't put on your homepage. You can put the clock there and then go to timer.
Okay, thank you.
In other words, the one on the control screen takes you directly to that, whereas otherwise you have to look for it.
Correct.
So you have the timer and then you also have the clock. So you can get to your change time actually.
Where's the clock?
But timer and then down I have a clock. Looks like an old-fashioned alarm clock.
Oh, there it is. So that's what it is, an alarm clock. It goes to the alarms.
Thank you.
Bill, on screen recording, does that record the sound also or just the screen?
Good point. I haven't played with it that much to know. The only I just you poke and hope and see what happens.
You do not have.
Bill,
Why would I have
it
a
just
block?
records the voice.
Say again, please.
It just records the voice, not the photo.
No. There's 2 of them there. There's one for screen recording and one for voice recording. This one is voice recording. Where was the screen recording one? Did I take it off?
On your phone, it's on the
it's this one
left-hand
right
side,
here.
third from the bottom.
This is the screen recording one. So it's creating a little bit of what you
Where
do.
we can't see where you put, we can't see where you are.
I'll use the other pointer. This one.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
If I click that, whoops, I gotta do it with this. Unavailable with Apple Play, CarPlay restrictions. Okay.
You do not have a square, big square by the top that says not playing with an arrow in it. And nothing seems to happen when I open it up.
Okay, you have to have music on your device. And
It's
you
for
click it,
music.
and it plays music. Now, I don't know, I'm not playing any music right now, so I'd have to start music, and then I can control stopping and starting it from here.
Keo had no idea what it was for.
How do we get rid of that box if we don't have music on the iPad?
How do you delete? You don't delete the box.
I have audio books on my iPad and it shows my audio book playing or not playing in that box.
Okay, good. Thank
Excuse
you.
me.
Say again, please. So this is something you can get into and play with. I'm just pointing it out to you. For example, they still have Shazam here, where if you click this one, it starts listening for music and then tells you what's playing in the music. It's the Shazam app. I don't even know what this is.
Bye.
what is the Shazam? What does Shazam do exactly?
Okay. You hear a song on the radio and you remember it, but you don't remember what it was, what the title is. You can click Shazam, it will listen to your radio and then tell you what the song is.
Ah, thank you.
It will also say where you can go buy it. Of course.
I have a question. The magnifier, is that just for taking photos?
What are you talking about? Say for what?
The magnifying glass I have. And when I clicked on the magnifying glass, that one, yes. It just brought up my camera. That's all it did.
No. Let me write that down as something we should cover.
It
Okay?
shows that
No,
clicking it
no.
gives you a larger picture of what your phone is pointing at, which would be the same thing as if you had your camera on, but it's not your camera.
All right. It is your camera, but we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
That's that one. Ooh. Ooh, that's a scan code. Oh my goodness. See that? QR reader is what that icon is. See this one down here?
Where?
So it would bring up the QR reader from your camera, for your camera. My point is, we could go through each one and we could just spend the whole class on just that.
Yeah.
What you need to do is say, hey, you're sitting in the doctor's office and say, well, I wonder what that one does. And go ahead and play with it.
Mhm.
Like the double A, right? If I click on the double A, it changes the text size. See? And I'm having to change the text size everywhere. Well, that's pretty nifty. I kind of like that. Okay.
Do you personally have to put the icon or that code on there that you want? Or do any of them go on automatically?
Yeah.
Are you saying when you say
That
code,
screen.
you mean the little boxes, the little squares
Yeah,
there?
the little box. Do you have, can you only put it on yourself or can it go on automatically? Reason I asked that is that there is a QR code on mine that I did not put on there.
And you can probably remove it.
I don't think it will.
They do put a bunch on there by default.
Yeah, like before you ever even know you have this, when you open it up, there are some on there.
Correct.
Yeah.
And again, to change it, you go to settings, control center, and do I have that little box on here somewhere? Yeah, it's code scanner. I'm just going to remove it. And if I go back to the control center, now I don't have that little box.
Mhm.
And I go down here and I want to add it again. Oop. The one thing I'd like you to pick up how to put them, add them and subtract them from the control center. With the minus sign is to remove, the plus sign is to add. There's one other thing here. You see the parallel lines to the left of each item?
To the right of each item.
Parallel lines to the left or to the right of each item.
Yes.
Thank you, Jim. Okay, see these? If you put your mouse pointer on one, or if you put your finger on one, and you hold it down, you can change where it is in the list. So I'm changing that code scanner. Clear the top. I want to put it clear at the top. Well, what did that do? If I go back to the control center, it's now clear at the top of the list up here. And prior to this, it was at the bottom.
Oh. But you can't change it on the control center.
You can't change its position on the control center, correct? Just in settings. Okay.
And how did you get to where the control center, where the plus and the minus?
You go to settings, go back to your home screen, go to settings. And in settings, right below general settings, it says
okay.
control center.
Thank you.
Mhm. Okay. Everybody go to their home screens, please. If you put your finger off the edge on the upper left-hand corner of your screen and draw down, you get something called the notification center.
Good.
Looks like that. And these are little, they're called notifications. I'm getting one from my calendar here, from Fox News. Bill Kelleher sent me a voicemail, and I got one from the Weather Channel. Over here on my iPad, I've got my calendar, Epic Health. I got news from USA Today, Fox News, and CNN.
Thank God.
I've got those notifications.
Bill, I get Siri suggestions when I do it.
Oh, you get a lot, right? Depends on the apps that you have set up, allowing them to send you notifications.
Why would camera send me a notification?
I'm going to get there. All right. So these are the notifications I have received. And you have control. First of all, you have control whether you want to see them all. Right now, see the X right there? Well, let me complete this. Look here where the Bill Kelleher voicemail is. You see, it looks like a three-dimensional thing. That means there's multiple ones there. So if I tap that one, it shows me I had two. I had a missed call from him and a voicemail from him. If I go over here to CNN News and I tap that, I got a bunch of notifications from them, right? And I want to show less. So if it has that 3D effect on there, there's more than one notification there. You may or may not have that. Here's one from the Weather Channel, right?
Yeah, I got one from that too.
Now, if you don't want any of this stuff, you just tap the X and you want to clear it, you cleared it all. Except for the ones I got today. And I can slide those from right to left. By the way, pluses and minuses, you see what they're doing. If you slide from right to left, you usually get a menu of stuff. It says clear all or options. I'm going to clear it all. Okay.
Now, how do you choose which entities give you notifications, CNN or whatever else it is?
Great question. Thank you. The question is, how do you determine which things send you notifications and which things don't? Guess where I'm gonna go?
Settings.
No guesses?
Settings.
We
I'm
know.
gonna go to settings. And I'm gonna look down the settings menu to where it says notifications. And if I click on notifications, now everybody get at least to this point and then stop trying to touch and keep up with me. All right, and let me explain the stuff that's there.
How did you get to notifications under Bluetooth?
No, I went to settings and
Mhm.
scrolled down to where it said notifications.
Okay,
Find it.
okay, got it.
Controls.
Okay. Slightly different on the iPhone and the iPad.
I can't find it.
On the iPhone, when you get multiple just things from one place, you can stack, list, or count. You noticed I had them stacked on my device. So that's notifications from anyone. Scroll down and just ignore the other settings for right now. And you see where it says notification style. And here it lists all the applications. I have a lot of them that can send me a notification.
Right.
So if I don't want to get notifications from a particular app, let me scroll down here to one that's on. Most of mine are off. If I don't want to get a notification from chat, see the app on my iPhone, iPad. Now you're just watching me right now. I'll go back through this again with you. But you see where it says chat there on my iPad? If I tap the arrow there, I can say, don't give me notifications from this guy. And so now I won't get notifications from that particular app. If I decide to get notifications, I can show them just in the notification center. I can show them up on the lock screen, so I don't want them on my lock screen. And they can be in a list, or they can be a banner at the, well, they can be both. When you get the notification initially, it could show up at the top of the screen, right? That's called a banner.
I'm getting display as count, stack, and list. Where do you get the lock screen notification and banners?
You're not supposed to be doing this. You're supposed to be watching me right now. Okay?
Oops, all right. Sorry.
All right. And I'll go back through it. So if I hit the arrow, you see where it says banners? And it says temporary. So I'm going to have it say persistent. So I want it to stay there until I get it out of the way. All right. So now let's go back through this all again.
Be better now.
All right. I have notifications. I went to settings, notification. Now do it with me. And I'm going down here to determine, somebody asked me the question, how can I control which of these apps send me notifications and which ones do not? All right. And I chose chat. You could choose any one of the notifications. Earthquakes. I want to know if we're going to have an earthquake. That's an app I have. If I tap the arrow, I want that to tell me whether I'm on my lock screen. I want it to tell me in my notification, and I want it to come down as a banner. And I want it to be persistent and make a sound. So that's what you do. You set all that stuff up. So go ahead and pick a particular app you want to do this with. You'll notice if you look at mine, the vast majority are off.
What about Zoom for our classes?
Is Zoom down there?
It is on mine.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I have it off right now. And I'm going to allow, right? When the Zoom app wants to send out some information, usually the information is like, we have a new version.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a meeting coming up for the Zoom to learn more about Zoom.
Yeah, they've got my email address and I get all kinds of things. Don't you want to join? Pay money.
I
Which
have a
one's this?
Zoom. I have a Zoom notification, but it comes because of that I have it on my calendar. I don't have it in my notifications, but I have it on my calendar.
Right.
So,
So if you have calendar on, it's going to come out and tell you have a Zoom meeting.
right.
So you wanted to turn calendar.
I don't need the other notification then, do I?
No, you don't.
Neither
That's
one or the other.
That's probably not the type of thing that Zoom in itself will send you.
Mine is on and it never sends me anything.
Okay.
That sounds nice.
All right. So let me go up
If
here to
I-
calendar.
If I
Go ahead.
if I choose sound, does that mean I have to pick a sound?
It will make a sound when you get the notification.
Can I pick what kind of sound?
I think it's an alert.
Oh,
Bill, what is tracking notification in the list of items there?
Hold on. Let me back off to that. Where are you now?
Mine has tracking notifications. It's alphabetical after tips.
I don't know if I have it.
There you did, tracking notification. What?
I have no idea.
I don't either.
I'm not sure what that would give you.
Bill, this is where if I get messages and I never know that I get a message, that I can turn on a sound to do it, correct?
Right. You can turn on notifications. Like
Siri
you just
tell
saw one on my phone there from Bill Kelleher. I went to the notification center and there's two messages, two things from Bill. And that's
Well,
fun.
those go, oh, excuse me. I just wonder if those will go away by themselves or if you have to swipe them away.
You have to swipe them away.
Thank you.
Can you go over what the lock screen means on the alerts?
I'm in notifications. Where are we at?
You
Tell
go,
me where you are.
says alerts, and there's 3 pictures of lock screen, notification center, or banners.
Okay. We go to the App Store, right? The first one there on lock screen is, will the notification that's being sent show up when your phone is locked? The second one is, will the notification that's being sent show up in the notification center? In other words, will it remember it? And the third one is, will it show up on your screen as a banner at the top? So if you turn off all three of those, it doesn't make sense to have it. Right? So if I went bloop, bloop, and bloop, wouldn't make much sense to have it because it's not going to really notify me anywhere.
Okay, got
Okay? When the notification shows up, then it makes a sound, yes or no. And then when the notification shows up, does it have the badge of the icon? Look at my screen for a minute. The badge of the icon is this. I'm sorry, the badge of the application looks like this. So it's the icon for the application is what the badge is. And I like it because I can quickly tell the source.
When it says display as count, stack, or list, what is the difference?
Where are you?
Notifications, and it display as count, stack, or list.
Oh, on your phone?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Good question. Let me go back there.
The phone is different than the iPad notification screen
In this regard.
in several regards.
Will it show count, stack, or list? When the notification shows up, if I'm getting multiple well, best way to show you is right now mine is set on stack, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if I go to my notifications, it shows up like this with Bill Kelleher's, it's stacked.
Okay.
Now let me go back and change it in settings to count. And go to my notifications. And where's the count? Ooh, wait a minute. You see how, if I go down further, I should see one from Bill. I haven't used count, so bear with me a minute.
There he is.
It's set on count and still stacks them. Maybe it's as it's sending them to you, it's one or the other. But there it says Fox News has 2 notifications, so it's counting them versus showing the stack. And the last one is list. So it's just going to separate them all.
Bill, is that new for iOS 16?
I guess so. I haven't seen it before either. Okay. So that's what that's all about. I like the stack.
Mine stacks and it just doesn't say stack.
You have to see the 3D.
Can I
3D.
ask a question? If you have them on a stack and there's 3 in there and you want to delete the top one, will it also delete the other 2?
Let's find out. No, it just deletes the one.
Thank you.
Okay.
They used to do a 2-fold kind of delete, but now it's just push it to one side.
Okay.
Why do you have scheduled summary as off? And yet yours says 6 o'clock.
I don't use it in, so I haven't really seen where it affects. I'm going to make an assumption here that it comes through. Anybody out there use it?
No.
Go further into it, it says that that will give you them in a convenient time for you. You set the time.
Yeah.
Instead of getting notifications as they happen, you'll get them at the time you scheduled it.
Thank you. Okay. So here I'm saying I want them at 6 o'clock versus as they come in.
And yet you have scheduled summary as off.
I just turned it off, yeah. So as we just said, as they come in, they will notify me.
Oh, I don't think it'll backtrack and schedule things that you already have been notified about. It'll only take
Correct.
the next notifications coming in and save them.
Yep, I think you're right. I think if we explain something here, Apple likes to put out its apps so they're like an onion, right? So you use notifications, you see what's happening, and then all of a sudden you say, well, it's not working the way I want it. You go to settings and you play with the settings a little bit, and usually there's a way there to set it up the way you want. The basics are, for settings, the basics are, which apps do you want to get notifications from? Okay, and most of them, if I want to get notifications, I want a banner, sound, and badge. So I turn all of them on. Aside from that, it starts getting more interesting. I think they added the scheduled summary a couple or 3 operating systems ago.
And that's good if you're working and you're in meetings or you can't be interrupted and stuff.
Right. Okay. We talked about sounds last week. I'll just review that a little bit. I'm going to go back to settings. And right below notifications is sounds and haptics, or just sounds. Haptics was your phone vibrating. When you touch it or when it does something, right? And the thing we covered there was what kind of sound do you want your device to make given certain things? Is it a phone call? Is it a text tone? When somebody's sending you a text message, new email or send email, calendar alerts, like there's a Zoom class this morning, reminder alerts, and keyboard clicks. Is that on or off for your device? Bill, do you know what lock sound is?
No, but I have it turned on.
Me too. The fixed position for the volume control. When you hit the sidebar, the volume up and volume down. Okay? When you hit volume up and down at this point, you can change the volume, and that's a fixed position.
Where are
Interesting.
you changing the sound that you're talking about? Is it on the
Well-
sound hip text?
It's on the
Screen.
side of the iPhone or iPad.
Thank you.
The one I think is relatively important to everyone, it says change with buttons right at the top. You see that?
Yes.
In
Yes.
both cases, I want that on. Either if I had it full volume, right? If I had it full volume and I have this turned off and I get a phone call and it's really blasting out, I can't change it with the volume buttons on the side of your device. Cannot. Not when it's playing. You have to go here and make it so that now, if I use the side buttons, I can change the volume of these particular sounds.
Not making sense to me at all.
What is a haptic?
Hey, what?
Haptic. It says sounds and haptics.
It
at the
vibrates.
top.
Oh, haptic is vibration.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. There it says play haptics on a ringtone, ring mode, play haptics in silent mode. What that means is if you, on your iPhones, if you have, we talked about the church button, I think in the first class, on the side of your iPhone, you have a little switch to push it up and down. If you have that switch pushed toward the back of your iPhone, it's silenced, except if I have it there, it says play haptics. It will vibrate in your pocket, so you know it's happening, but it's not making any noise.
Why would you have both on?
My phone, what happens is my phone will vibrate whether or not I have, it will make a sound. So make a sound and vibrate. Right?
So it does both?
So I have both on. I like the vibration. And you usually get the vibration before it starts ringing.
And does the vibration go to your watch if you have that set up?
Yes,
Well,
it does. I'm not sure if it goes to my watch, if I have haptics turn off. I haven't gone that far yet.
Okay.
That's a good point. We'll have to see what happens. We'll have to see what that does after a while. Okay.
Okay.
I have a question about sounds. I had a problem. I noticed when I was taking pictures, I was getting a clicking sound, and I couldn't
Right.
find it in settings either under camera or under sounds. Do you know where that
Looks like
is?
it's probably on the camera.
I looked under.
I don't see it in sound anywhere.
No, I don't see it in sound, and I went into camera also, unless I missed it.
And it's not there either.
Well,
That's
maybe
cool.
I missed it, but I couldn't find it.
Could that be something that they've added in an update with a camera?
I think so. Well, although I'm still in 15.7.
No, I've got 16 and there's no sound for camera.
Yeah, but I didn't always have it.
You didn't?
No. It's just,
You don't see it, but you hear it when you click your camera.
Yeah, but I
Right.
didn't always have it, even in 15.0. Somewhere along the line, it happened. I don't know if it was a bug or something in one of the updates. If I didn't change it, I don't even know where it is.
I don't think there is a control for click on the camera. There's a click on the keyboard.
Yeah, it was disturbing the wildlife, I'll tell you.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
I wonder if you turn the volume down, does click go away?
I just down the volume. It was disturbing me too.
If we go to settings and general, we covered a bunch of things there.
Well, I got an answer back on the lock sound. Basically, when you have been, if you're using the camera of using your phone and you touch the side button to shut it off, it'll make a clicking sound when you shut it off.
Well, no, I was making a clicking sound every time I took a
No,
picture.
you're on the picture one. I'm back on the one what the sound lock was earlier in our discussion.
Thank you.
Okay, and that's in sounds and haptics, sounds lock at the bottom there somewhere. Yeah. So that makes a sound when you turn it on and off, Bill?
Yes.
Yes, it alerts you that you're putting into sleep mode.
Correct. Good. All right, let's move on to general. We talked about, where you see what the name of your phone and the model of your phone, for example, and the version you currently have. I have 16.2 right now. iPhone or iPad storage lets you know how much space you have left, basically.
Where is the storage?
Say again, please.
Where is the storage?
What is storage? That's
Where?
where you
Okay, where do you find the storage?
go to general
Mm-hmm.
and it says iPad storage or iPhone storage, and you tap that.
Okay.
Now, is that what you meant by
Yes.
where can I?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And I think the key thing you have to be aware of is how full is your device.
Yesterday, I got some message that my applications were full. I had no more room for applications.
What's it say at the top of your is that an iPhone or iPad you're talking about?
iPhone.
If you tap iPhone storage, what's it say up there?
I'm still looking for storage.
Well, if you went to settings, general,
Uh-huh.
look at my screen right now. It's
Okay.
right, it's about the 5th or 6th item down there. It says iPhone storage.
Okay.
Did you find it?
No. I don't know why. I'm on a page.
What's
that
it say? What's it
It's
say
a-
at the top of your
says
screen?
name, iOS version, model name, model number.
No, go back one.
Back one. Ah, okay. And,
It says general at the top now.
uh-huh.
iPhone storage should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Oh,
7th item
okay.
down.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
What's it say?
It just says 27.3 GB of 128 GB used. I'll have to, I did a screenshot of what it said yesterday. It was like really.
So that's not using very much space. And so you've got plenty left. You're only using, I have 81. I have 81 that I'm using. I'm sorry, 81 unused. And you have how much? They're telling you you have run out of space.
Yeah, let me, I'm gonna look at where my, I have to find where I did my screenshot, so, hold on.
Okay.
Want to just jump back for a second on an earlier topic?
Go, Bill.
There are two ways to shut off the click on the camera.
Ah.
One is if you take live pictures, the click won't occur because it's taking multiples, but it'll use up a lot of space because it's taking multiple pictures. It's really taking a video, not a picture. The other way, it says if you slide the slide switch on the side of your phone down to the mute side, it won't click. So if you're somewhere and you don't want it clicking, temporarily put the phone on mute and it'll then nothing will click.
So, excuse me, thank you for checking. So the first one you're saying is to shut off live photos? Is that what you said?
Yes. No, to turn on live photos.
The first one is turn it on.
Well, I did have live photos on.
So if live photos are on,
Hello?
Live photos are on, it won't click.
I did click. I had live photos on and it was clicking. Now I didn't turn on the mute button.
You sure? I'm gonna do it on my phone. I'm gonna go to the camera
Well, you know I use live photos.
and I'm gonna turn on live photos. And then I hit the button. No, doesn't make any sound.
I don't know what
Not
happened.
making any sounds on either one right now.
Yeah.
The error message I got is your system has run out of application memory.
Well, thank you for checking, Bill.
Oh, sorry.
That doesn't make sense.
Maybe rebooting the item, sounds like maybe whatever the RAM, like in computers, we say RAM, you need to reboot. Maybe reboot the device.
Yeah, I would, good idea.
Okay, all right. It just didn't make any sense to me and it was frozen and I think I forced quit something, so. All right, thank you so much.
Yeah. It could be a particular application.
Oh, I know what I was trying to do. I was trying to move the stuff, my screenshots of which I had a lot, to my photos, and that's when it came up.
Hmm. Okay,
Well, then I will call Apple and go through all of those things that you go through when you call Apple.
Were you trying to move multiple at one time?
Yes.
Try moving one at a time.
Okay. I'll do that again today. Thank you.
All right.
At some point, Bill, will you be talking about how the notification says block this caller?
When we get to the phone, which is next week, we will talk about how to block callers, how to block messages, both.
Shoot. You will please videotape that because I won't be here next week and that's what I need to know. Mine blocks automatically.
It blocks ones you don't want blocked?
That's correct.
Kathleen, back on your application memory problem. How many apps, are you running a lot of apps at the same time?
I don't think so.
An iPhone or iPad?
iPhone.
Are we talking iPhone?
The iPhone 14 Pro Max.
Okay. You want to see how many apps you have running at once. How do you do that?
I'm asking you, I don't know.
Okay.
Double click the home button.
No, you don't have a home button, do you?
No.
If you have this line at the bottom, see mine? I'm pointing to a line at the bottom of my
Oh, okay.
iPhone.
Yes,
flick that up so you're back to your home screen. So now I'm on my home screen, right?
Yes.
Now put your finger at the bottom
Mm-hmm.
and start up the screen and stop in the middle.
Okay.
And you should have something like this, a list up here. See them?
Right.
Those are the apps you have running right now. And what Bill's suggesting is that you put your finger in.
Okay.
I'll do it with my mouse pointer.
I actually have, they're clean. I just had the one.
You did?
Uh-huh.
So you just had one app running?
Yes,
Oh.
but maybe it was different yesterday when I got the message. I don't know.
Is what you
Okay.
have right now.
But at least, thank you. I have a better idea of what's going on than I did 5 minutes ago. So thank you.
Control center, iPhone storage or iPad storage. Here are all the apps that I have. So if I needed to get rid of an app, Apple TV, I can hit the arrow there and delete the app. That will delete the app and its data. If I say offload the app, it will just free up the space for the app on my device, keeping the data.
So the stuff in settings where it says settings about software update, all of these things are called our apps.
Say again now?
Okay, I'm in settings and about.
No, I didn't go to about. I went to settings,
Right.
general.
Uh-huh.
I'm on general in settings.
Okay.
And I went to iPad storage, not about.
Oh, okay. And the stuff that is the stuff like photos, OneDrive, GarageBand, and all that are all of my apps. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
And if you're not
Bill,
using,
can I ask you something?
just a minute, if you're not using GarageBand, I recommend you get rid of it because it takes a lot of space.
Okay.
Maribel, go ahead.
Do I want to delete or offload?
I would delete it.
Okay.
You don't need the data with it either.
Okay, thank you.
Maribel,
Bill,
go
when I
ahead.
look at it, yeah, the app size is a lot smaller than the documents and data. Can I get rid of the documents and data only?
No, you either get rid of the app or you get rid of both.
Okay.
No,
So can I delete the app and then reinstall it?
exactly. Very good.
Bill,
Maribel,
by the way,
super.
I have some other thing to mention which might help somebody. I was driving in the car and wanted to put on the GPS and it didn't work. And it told me, you're not connected to the internet. And, you know, I wanted really the GPS to get to where I wanted to go. And 2 days later, I found out that accidentally I had put on the, what was it? The app, no, what was it? God. I had accidentally put on the my head sometimes doesn't work the way I wanted to.
We all have that problem.
Yeah, well, I had
You had
accidentally
you had put something on or turned something
put
off.
on yeah, I had accidentally put on the flying modus. What was it? Is it again?
Airplane mode?
Airplane mode, yes. I had accidentally, I didn't notice it, and I was looking and looking, but so it was accidentally put on, and then of course the GPS wouldn't work anymore. So if it happens to somebody else on the road, look at the airplane mode?
It's right here in the control center, or it's in settings at the top of the screen there. It says airplane mode. Very good.
Yes,
Thank you,
yes.
Michelle. Thank you.
But I didn't notice. And, then if you can't use it anymore, you think what went wrong?
I know. Why isn't it working? I had the wrong Wi-Fi network and my things weren't working. So I'm
Ah,
familiar. You end up there.
Okay.
I frequently
but
use it when I'm using GPS frequently. It takes me forever to find the word go to get it to activate. I can get the route and I can see the route, but it won't move. It won't do anything. And to
we'll get
find
into that
the word go is
when we get to maps. We'll talk about that.
Thank
Okay. Anything more I want to cover there? Let's go down to display and brightness, everyone. So I'm going back to settings. So it says settings at the top of the iPhone and to the left on the iPad. And we go down to display and brightness. Any of you tried dark mode? That's what
Yes.
dark mode looks
Yes.
like.
And then
Okay.
nighttime when I look at my iPad in bed.
Yep, always dark mode. And you'll notice my dark mode is set to automatically come on at sunset. You could change your text size. I recommend everybody change it to bold text.
Say that again.
I recommend everybody change this particular item, bold text. Just turn it on. It just makes the letters more distinct.
Giveaways. Oh, display and brightness, there it is.
Are you saying that if you have a time by the night shift, it will automatically darken?
Yes, it will.
I have my iPad set at sunset and my time is 9 o'clock on my iPhone. Just to give you two different things there. If you tap that arrow, then it shows you the different options you have.
And it'll also
just
tell
don't-
you when it comes back on. You can decide when it comes back.
It comes back on at sunrise. Mine is light at 7 a.m. and dark at 9 p.m. And the other one is, if you don't have custom, it's sunrise to sunset or sunset to sunrise.
If you don't have custom, it's because your phone is older than yours, right?
If you hit the arrow, you should get custom. And remember, we talked, you can hit any arrow. Doesn't do anything because you can always hit the arrow at the top. And let me show you that. If I hit this arrow, it's going to the right. Then I can hit this arrow to take me back. And that's true all over your iPad. So just remember that. It's the poke and hope method. I don't know what this does, so I click the arrow. I'm not going to change anything by clicking the arrow because I can always click the back. Text size. I can click the arrow and then I can go back. I don't want to do what it's talking about.
Bill,
Mm-hmm.
you undoubtedly know that you can take your pointer and make it bigger and in colors under accessibility.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Ah, yes.
What, my mouse pointer, you mean?
Yes, under accessibility, you can change the color and make it bigger, or even make it outline, so you can choose all kinds of things under
Must
accessibility.
be a new one they've put in.
No,
gonna
I
write
don't
that-
think,
I don't, man, most people don't have a mouse, so I'm just gonna write that down for something I want to try.
you want to get carried away, you could make it match your background or whatever else, but they have all kinds of things you can outline it, and anyway, it's sort of fun
Okay.
to play with.
Here's a
Bill-
good one that's kind of confusing. You see where it says brightness? Both the iPhone and the iPad says brightness, and you can change the brightness of your screen. But there's a thing here, it says true tone. And you'll notice I have it on both devices. And it says below that, automatically adapt display based on the ambient light conditions to make colors appear constant in different environments. So my question to you, if I have turned True Tone on and I walk, right now I'm in a bright room, lots of light. If I walk into a closet, will my screen get brighter or darker?
Brighter.
Actually, my screen will get dark.
Why?
To match the brightness on the display that I have, if I walk into a dark room and it maintains that, it will be very bright relative to the ambient light. So it's the delta between the ambient light and the brightness on your screen. If you go into the sun, it will get darker. I'm sorry, it will get brighter if you go into the sun because the ambient light is brighter. Darker environment, it goes darker. And you can try it sometime. Just have it on a particular brightness, walk into a closet, close the door, and your screen will darken. There's an automatic night shift setting. And again, tap the arrow and see what it says there. I don't want to do it. I can turn it off. Manually enable until tomorrow. So I'm going into dark mode right away. Get the idea? Sorry, that's
Why
not
don't-
dark. It's night shift.
How come you don't lock your screen? You leave it on all the time. Doesn't that wear your battery down?
Sure does. The reason I have mine on right now is I only turn it on for my classes.
Oh, okay.
So for example, I haven't touched my phone in quite a while. It didn't shut off. So I don't want them to shut off while I'm in the class.
Makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah,
What does it mean, raised to wake?
good question. What's it mean, raised to wake? If you lay down your phone, it will go to sleep face down.
Ah,
If you pick it up, it will automatically wake up.
oh, all right.
Is that a good one to have on?
Yes.
It's convenient. And they had that in the past, but it used up a lot of battery life. But with the newer phones, it's not an issue.
No, not as much, yeah.
I kept thinking it had something to do with your sleep.
No, it's the phone you're waking up.
Why wouldn't it be better to or take less if you're going to be down for a couple hours? Why would it take up more battery life?
It doesn't, it wakes up automatically.
Yes, but you said it took away battery life.
I
Why
didn't.
wouldn't it save battery life?
Well, because it's in standby mode all the time, instead of you physically having to turn on the phone.
Hmm.
So it's
I
best to
don't-
keep it off then, unless you have a newer phone.
Not an issue with the newer phones.
Right, but it is with the older ones.
Over the older ones, I had that turned off because it just ate up the battery. But now with my iPhone 13, it's not a problem.
Did your old one turn off when you put it down, face down?
Well, I had it turned off. I had the raise to wake turned off on my iPhone.
No, I said, when you laid down your phone, did it go to sleep?
Well, it went to sleep after the time I had it set for. You know, I have it set for like a minute on my phone. And so after a minute, it would go to sleep. But what I would do on my iPhone 7 is I would just press the button so it would go to sleep because I had to watch the battery.
Yeah.
But the iPhone
I
13,
think raised awake means if you turn it off and lay it down and then you pick it up, it wakes up. So I'm going to turn off my phone. You'll see it go away. I lay it down face down, and now I'm picking it up and it wakes up. So I'm not sure what that does to the battery life. Anyway, see where it says night shift? What is that? Anybody know?
it changes the colors.
Ooh, who was that? Who was that? That's the correct answer.
It's Diane.
It changes the coloring. It turns it more warm white versus cool white. It gets rid of the blues. And they say that's much easier on the eyes and more conducive for getting ready for bed for your eyes. So I'm have my night shift come on at 9 p.m. and go off at 7 a.m. Okay.
Where is night shift?
You have night?
Right below true tone.
Why don't you do it sunrise to sunset?
Good question.
Don't know. Well, it will do that. Sunrise to sunset.
But we can't see it change right now because we're in the middle of the time, in the middle of the day, right?
Let's see if I can turn it on. Yeah, you when you tap, you can see the difference. When you tap night shift, there's a color temper on the bottom there, and it shows you the various temperament, less warm and more warm. If you move that across. So it shows you what it will be like, right? The shift to night shift.
How do you get it back?
Mine is right in the middle.
Okay. I have mine clearly right.
Mine is right in the middle with both of them, and yet my iPad is colder looking than my iPhone.
I believe that. I haven't tried that. Oh, I don't know. I think it's just a bigger screen. But anyway, okay. Okay, wow, they're different. Oh, geez. On the iPhone, when you go to home, home screen settings on the iPhone, it says when you add an app, when you download a new app, it'll automatically go to the home screen. Versus, well, it goes to the home screen and the app library. If you change that, it will only go to the app library and you have to find it.
And how do you get to that setting?
It's right under display and brightness. You go to general, you go to settings. So make sure it says settings at the top, and it should be under display and brightness. Yep. It should be the next one after display and brightness. It says home screen.
Wait a minute. Yes, home screen, okay. Oh, add to home screen, yes, okay. That makes sense.
Okay. One last thing, wallpaper. You have two different wallpapers on your device. One is the backdrop for your home screen. The other one is the lock screen. All right. So if you go to wallpaper, and I'm assuming you're relatively new to your device, it comes up and shows you the two different screens you have. Let's do it on the iPad, where I just choose a new wallpaper. And I tap that, and it comes up and says I can use a dynamic back wallpaper. And these are, for example, this one is little balloons bouncing around, little bubbles, and they move around. And it uses a lot of battery life, which is not necessary for me. You can use some very colorful ones. And in this picture, you're showing what it will look like, excuse me, daytime, dark mode, day and night, dark mode. Okay. Or you can go down here in your pictures and select any picture you want. So let me go to all my photos. I'll tap this little picture, right? And now I want to set that. So if I just tap set, it says, do you want it as your lock screen, your home screen, or you want it as both? Now I don't plan on changing mine, so I'm just going to leave that alone.
How do you put in several pictures if you want them revolving pictures?
You cannot do that right now.
Okay.
How do you choose your lock screen photo?
Here, I'll do it again. I tap that little girl, I tap set, and it says set as lock screen or set as home screen or set both. So that's where you change it.
Oh, mine came out too big, huh? You don't see the proper size of the photograph.
See where it says move and scale? You tap that.
I do not see where it says move and scale. It says cancel or set.
Are you on your iPhone or iPad?
Oh, I'm sorry. I do see move and scale.
Okay. So you can zero in.
My wallpaper photo only goes to my home screen, but not the lock screen.
You can't do both?
Correct.
You sure? Are you on your iPad or iPhone?
I don't have an iPhone, just my iPad.
And so you chose a picture. Let me choose a picture.
There's a picture, yes. And
Choose a picture. And the word set is there? Yes? Mike, I don't hear you.
Yeah, I'm here.
Did you tap set?
I just lost where it says wallpaper. Wallpaper,
Okay.
okay, back. It says, I got my photo from my wallpaper. It comes up on my home screen, but when I turn the iPad off and it's on lock screen, when I click back on, I have the Saturday, January 21st, 12:02, but I don't have a photograph.
Okay. Let's go back to settings,
Okay,
wallpaper,
yes,
choose new wallpaper at the top,
yeah, got it,
go to your photos,
yes,
find a photo,
yes. Okay,
and now the word set should be down there, is it?
is the word set?
Yeah, on the right at the bottom.
Oh, now I got it. Yes, I got it. Okay, said both. I got it. Thank you.
Question, when I'm on current and I see a phone that says customize, and then I see the other one that says customize. Below those two things are a bunch of dots. What are those dots mean?
You're on your iPhone?
Yes,
Okay.
has a
If I go
picture
to
of that.
wallpaper
Yeah.
on the phone.
Right, yeah, right. Now, what are all
Says
those
add.
dots? The dots between, below,
You want to add new wallpaper.
right? Well, what are those dots above the add new wallpaper?
They're different wallpapers that I already have had in the past.
Oh, okay,
Okay.
all right.
And the one on the left and the one right, one's for the home screen, one's for the login or lock screen, one's for the home screen. And they've added a new feature. I don't want to get into it right now, but it's called customize. Let's not do that. Just add new wallpaper. Then you can go into your photos. Ooh, it says photo shuffle, a dynamic set of photos that shuffle as you use your phone throughout the day. Wow.
Yeah, that was what I was talking about.
Yes, it is.
It's part of 16.
But how do you create one? Oh, there they are.
There, that's
Ooh.
nice.
And I'm going to use featured.
If you choose something like nature, do you pick the pictures?
I haven't played with it, so we're gonna have to wait.
Okay.
So now I have that picture as my home screen, and it's going to change, right? So now it's going to change it on both. Oh boy, I'm dead in the water now. But what you can do with a lot of this, okay, wow, I'm gonna have to play with it some more. But
Get
play
off
with it.
that page to know that it's stayed on your iPhone.
Say
iPhone,
again,
you have the iPhone on your add new wallpaper. I selected a new wallpaper. They call it current. No, what do you do now? Because it says change your wallpaper from the lock screen. Add new wallpaper. Do you just go out of it?
Let me check something here. See, I haven't played with this one. I tapped add new wallpaper. Then I go down and select some wallpaper, right? I got selected suggested photos. Where is my photos? I just want to go do my own thing. Boy. There it is, photos. Then I can pick a photo. So where's that little girl right there? right? I want to center it a little bit and add.
Yours said pinch to crop, but mine didn't pinch to crop.
I know. I think it's not pinch, but expand to crop.
It doesn't work.
Goes to, when I've I've selected a new wallpaper, but it doesn't tell me what to do after it, because to add wallpaper, you get more selections.
Yeah, let me go there on my phone. Add wallpaper. And what do you want to do from here? You have the same screen I do, Leah? Leah, can't hear you.
I do have the same page you do.
Do you now?
Yes, that's what I have, is add new wallpaper. Featured, weather and astronomy, etc.
You see where it says photos?
Yes,
At the top, tap that and go pick a photo.
didn't want a photo, but that's all right.
And then tap all versus featured. And now here's all your photos and you can pick something.
I got something.
Say again, please.
I got something to be added to my screen, but it says add to widgets. Pinch and crop. Where do I go now to get it on the screen? Oh, I see a word add up there.
Mm-hmm.
Set as wallpaper pair.
I don't want to make them both. I think that's home screen and
It was both home screen and
lock screen.
lock screen. I didn't see where to set one versus the other.
What is
Anyway.
meant by lock screen? Showing my ignorance.
The lock screen is the screen that comes up before you enter your passcode or fingerprint or facial recognition. If I go to mine, I turn my phone off and turn it on, that's my lock screen.
With the dots at the bottom, if you click on a dot and want to delete the photo, how do you do that?
So you went to wallpaper and you
Mhm.
chose one of those dots.
Right?
And you want to delete it?
Uh-huh.
I don't know how you delete it.
Cancel. Oh, where's cancel?
Nope. Cancel doesn't get rid of. I don't know how to delete it.
To be continued next week, right?
Yeah, that's quite an enhancement they made to wallpaper between the, used to be straightforward like it is on the iPad. And so they've added a whole new feature to the iPhone.
When I went back, I set as current and it put back the old one.
Amazing. Okay. Yeah, that one's going to require a lot more work on it. Hold on a sec. We stop sharing.
Bill, I have a question before the end of the session. You've talked
Yes.
about before. How do you delete your duplicate photos? Well, I was away, I didn't have internet was so spotty, so I just airdropped my photos to my iPad. So now in iCloud, I've got thousands of the same photo
Oh, in the iCloud, you want to, well.
on both my devices.
We'll have to save that for photos, okay?
Excuse
So I'll
me.
make sure that, figure out a way to do that by then.
Well, you've talked about this before, about getting rid of duplicate photos.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that today. If you need to know, I'd Google it, see how you do it. I'm not sure. How was your trip, by the way?
Fabulous. Absolutely
Fabulous.
fabulous.
All right, good.
And where did you go?
Antarctica.
Oh, wow. Whew,
Yeah.
quite
Yeah.
a trip.
It was amazing. Between the wildlife and just the wild, desolate beauty of Antarctica and all the icebergs and the whales, everything.
Wonderful. Wasn't too cold?
But
Was it too cold? Was it too cold?
the problem was the wind. The wind made
Okay.
it feel like it was below zero.
Yeah.
When the wind wasn't blowing, it was fine.
A couple of things I need to do here. Just a sec. So next time, we're going to talk about Apple Store and contacts. And using your phone will be the next week's mission. So that's Apple Store, contacts, and phone. Two Polish truck drivers were barreling down along the road when they came up on an overpass. The sign says clearance is 11 foot 2 inches. So they stopped, got out of the truck, and measured their truck height. They realized it was 11 foot 6 inches. So the first one looks at the other Polak and says, I don't see any cops around. Let's go for it. Oh, come on. That
Oh,
wasn't
that's
bad.
really funny. Poor guys. That's a good one, Bill.
Thank you. Somebody appreciated it. All right. Have a good week, everybody. Stay healthy.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Bill.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you very much.